Hello, today I will share with you how I planned our 9-day trip to Switzerland in May, along with the top 5 things that I made sure to plan ahead. Let's get into it. So before we start, I just want everybody to know that we are based in the US. So the final prices and the costs that I'll be mentioning will be in USD. And one more thing, Jungfrau yoke is not included in our itinerary. So I will start with talking about the transportation. So we're going to be flying from Chicago to Zurich via a direct flight with United Airlines. So when we get to Zurich, we are going to be taking the train to Wengen because we're going to be staying in Wengen for 7 nights. We also want to make sure that we download this app. This is called the SBB Mobile App. This is the app that is used for booking tickets, checking live schedules, and navigating trains, buses, and boats, and also cable cars. Now let's talk about the travel passes. So I have top 3 things that I was trying to consider, but one of those I already picked and decided that is a travel pass that we're gonna be using. So the first thing on my list is the STP, or the Swiss Travel Pass. I think that's the most common for people traveling to Switzerland. What I like about it is that you can just get on and off on any public transportation like bus, train, boats, and some cable cars. And also you have access to some castles and museums, which is great. I think it's great. And we also wanted to keep in mind that when we buy the Swiss Travel Pass, some of the cable cars or funiculars, they are only covering 25 to 50% discount and not fully covered. So for example, the Harderkum in Interlaken, the funicular that we're going to be taking from Harderbahn to the Harderkum, will only be 50% off, not fully covered. And you can go to their website too and just purchase the ticket directly from their website. What's good about it, I read that once you purchase the ticket, you put your information and then they'll send you the QR code. And that QR code, you just show it to the inspector in the train or bus or whatever public transportation you want to use. Just show your QR code and that is your ticket. You don't need to buy extra tickets for that. Here's a sneak peek of the price for the Swiss Travel Pass. So if we're gonna be buying the 15 days validity for the Swiss Travel Pass for 2 people and second class, it will cost us $1,332. So you're probably thinking, why 15 days? Well, we're going to be in Switzerland for 9 full days, but for some reason, the Swiss Travel Pass, they only have the validity for 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, 8 days, or 15 days. And we're going to be there for 9 days. Just purchasing the full 15 days validity is cheaper and wiser. So the second travel pass is the Swiss half fare card. So for Swiss half fare card, you get 50% for all public transportation. So that includes the funicular. You'll get 50% on that as well. But we just also wanted to keep in mind that you can't use your Swiss half fare card for the museums or castle. Another good thing about it is that you can add your Swiss half fare card to your SBB mobile app to purchase discounted fares. I'll just quickly show you here. This is the price. For 2 people, it's gonna be $400, and that is already valid for 1 full month. And the third travel pass that I was also trying to consider is the Jungfrau Travel Pass. So if you go to their website, I'll put the website up here. When you purchase this will give you unlimited trips. So use their mountain railways, cable cars, trains, and boats in the Jungfrau region as often as you like. So this is basically focused on the Jungfrau region. And Wengen is part of the Jungfrau region. So everything in our itinerary that is not covered by Swiss Travel Pass will be covered by the Jungfrau Travel Pass. So I'll show here the list of the prices based on the validity for the Jungfrau Travel Pass. Just keep in mind the prices are in Swiss francs and not in US dollars. So if we're going to be availing that for the full stay in Wengen, the price here on their website is 290 Swiss francs. If we're going to be purchasing the Swiss Travel Pass or half fare card together with the Jungfrau Travel Pass, it will give us a reduced price and it'll only cost us 225 Swiss francs. Now that I told you the top 3 travel passes, I will go ahead and show you the table that I created to compare the prices on a Swiss Travel Pass, Swiss half fare card, and a Jungfrau Travel Pass, and also how much it'll cost us if we don't avail any of the passes at all. I will share with you a brief summary of our itinerary so you'll understand how I came up with these prices and the total cost. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be in Switzerland for 9 full days. From Zurich Airport, we're going to go straight to Wengen and stay there for 6 full days and 7 nights. And then we are also going to be checking out the Zermatt. We're just going to do a 1 full day. I know a lot of people are recommending to spend at least 2 to 3 days in Zermatt, but on our itinerary, we're just going to do it for 1 day. We're going to be focusing on the Jungfrau region. And then 2 days before our flight back to the US, we're going to be staying in Zurich and explore the Zurich for 1 full day. So that is a brief summary of our itinerary, and let's go ahead and compare the prices on the transportation. Now I will show you the table that I created. You'll see on the second column here, this is the full price of the train, bus, and boat based on our itinerary. So $745 per person for the transportation tickets if we don't buy any pass. For the cable car, funicular, and excursion, based on our itinerary, we're also going to be visiting the UBS Polybahn in Zurich, Grindelwald First, and Harderkrum. And also, we're going to be taking the train to Kleinschedig. Now, those mountain excursions will cost $118 per person. If you're going to be looking at the total on the bottom here for 2 people with no travel pass, it'll cost us $1,726 US, and that is so expensive. But they said Switzerland and cheap don't go together. Now, let's look at the third column here, the prices for the transportation if we avail the Swiss Travel Pass. So per person, it'll cost us $666, and that is valid for 15 days already. For the train, bus, and boat, everything will be included. Based on our itinerary, we don't need to pay anything extra. Now, if we're going to be looking at the cable car funicular excursion, some of the transportations will only give you 25 to 50% and won't cover it fully. So it'll cost us approximately $68. So all in all, for 2 Swiss travel passes and the extra tickets, it'll cost us a total of $1,468. So now let's look at the last column in our table here. It says a Swiss half fare card only. So that will be $200 per person for 1 month. So for train, bus, and boat, it'll cost us approximately $372. Plus the $400 if we get 2 Swiss half fare cards. And it'll give us a total of $1,144 USD for 2 people. Now in the third box here for cable car, funicular, or excursion, it'll give us approximately $59 for 50% off the full price. The only thing is that we have to buy our tickets every time we go somewhere. Here I am comparing the Jungfrau Travel Pass only. Swiss Travel Pass plus Jungfrau Travel Pass, and Swiss Half Fare Card plus Jungfrau Travel Pass. So let's start with the Jungfrau Travel Pass only. For that, it'll cost us $412 per person, and that is valid for 8 days. And that's okay because that last day, the 9th day, we're going to be in Zurich anyway. So for train, bus, and boats that we're going to be taking outside the Jungfrau region, we have to pay full price if we're going to be purchasing the Jungfrau Travel Pass, because for that, it'll only cover the Jungfrau region. And based on our itinerary, the transportations outside Jungfrau region will cost us approximately $430, and that is on top of the Jungfrau Travel Pass. For cable car or funicular, if we only have the Jungfrau Travel Pass, that will cover the Grindelwald Fürst Harderkum and the train to Kleinschedig, except for the UBS Polybahn that we're going to be taking when we go to Zurich. So it'll be $1,690 for 2 people. So if we buy the Swiss Travel Pass, it'll cost us $666 per person. And if we're going to buy the Jungfrau Travel Pass as well, it will cost us $282 per person. And that is only valid for 6 days, because now that we have the Swiss Travel Pass, we don't need the extra 2 days for the Jungfrau Travel Pass. Like I mentioned earlier, if we're going to get the Swiss Travel Pass plus the Jungfrau Travel Pass, everything in our itinerary will be covered. For the full itinerary that I mentioned earlier, it will cost us $1,896 for 2 people. And that is the most expensive on our list here. So the last thing on our list is the Swiss Half Fare Card plus the Jungfrau Travel Pass. For the Swiss Half Fare Card, it'll cost us $200 per person, and that is valid for 1 month. Now, if we're going to buy the Jungfrau Travel Pass, that will only cost us $282 per person for 6 days. As I mentioned earlier, if you have the Swiss Travel Pass or the Swiss Half Fare Card, you'll get a reduced price if you're going to buy the Jungfrau Travel Pass on top of that. For the train, bus, or boats that we'll be taking, that will only cost us $215 for all the tickets that we're going to be purchasing outside the Jungfrau region. That is because we will get the 50% discount if we have the Swiss Half Fare Card. And for the UBS Polybahn in Zurich, we're only going to be paying half off the full price. So all in all, it'll cost us $1,397 for 2 people. And that's how we compare the prices of the 3 travel passes for Switzerland. After weighing our options and giving it careful thought, we realized that we value convenience over low cost. But we also want to enjoy Switzerland without completely breaking the bank. So the travel pass that we will choose is the Swiss Travel Pass only. And here's why. We're going to be going to Switzerland in May. The weather in May is very unpredictable. So it is wise for us to just go ahead and get the Swiss Travel Pass, just so we still have the flexibility of just going anywhere within the Switzerland for free. Or I should say included in our Swiss Travel Pass. And if there's any mountain excursion that we wanted to try, then we can just pay 50% on that. And that's it for this vlog. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll get notified when I upload the second part of this vlog. There I'll be talking about the top 4 things that we should plan ahead before a trip to Switzerland. Again, thank you for watching. Bye!